Hello fellow gamers, welcome back to another episode of the Hunting Guide. You are here with Kelldal, and today we are going to be hunting Qurupeco. So he is a wyvern, and we will go ahead and open up the browser right here and take a look at his information. So bird wyverns with unique plumage, well known for their thoracic vocal organs to imitate other monsters' calls, first summoning them, then using the distraction to flee. Spits dangerous combustible body fluid. Alright. So take a look at the damage chart here. So look at their resistances. So a little bit resistant to fire and dragon, weak against water and ice, and also a little bit with thunder. So ice is probably the best thing to use against Qurupeco. There's his tolerances. He can be on 3 different maps, sizes. Here are carving percentages, capture, and the wound, so you can wound both his head and his wings to increase the chance to get these to drop for you. And he also has a couple shiny drops as well. Alright, so as the flavor text on the webpage kind of hinted at, he does do some fire damage. So when I'm gonna go get some food here, I do want to try and end up getting something that is going to give me fire resistance. So Feline Fire Starter, that is going to give me fire resistance, so I'm going to go ahead and try and get that. There we go, Feline Fire Starter and Feline Temper. So you can go ahead and if you don't know what something does, you can end up getting it from the cook, and you go to your status right here and your food skills will be right here. So here's Feline Fire Starter, so boosts fire resistance. Temper, it's not going to affect me because it's just for bowgun damage. So increases the bowgun damage but also increases the deviation. So that's basically going away from where you're actually aiming. So if you're up close and personal with the bowgun and you have Feline Temper, you're going to increase your damage output. But Feline Fire Starter, you can see I've got 3 fire resistance. Not that big of an upgrade, but it's better than nothing, and you know, you get it from your food. Alright, so same basic setup that I have been using with Auto Tracker, Outdoorsman, Trapmaster, Sneak. So those are my skills that I'm getting from my armor. And again, just using a bone blade right now. Although, if I had something that had ice damage, or even water damage, or something like that, that would probably be the best thing to use with Qurupeco. So let's go ahead and pick up the quest. So taking a look at the quest panel right here, you may notice the different monster symbols. So you can see Qurupeco right there, and then also you'll see a danger symbol. So that's just showing that you will have some other unknown large monster show up during this mission as well. You're most likely always going to have that with Qurupeco because, as the flavor text also hinted at, he can end up calling other large monsters by mimicking their calls. Alright, so another mission in Sandy Plains. So again, let's talk to the Veggie Elder, see what he has to give us. We can see Peco's sitting over there in Area 4 with our auto tracker. Tuna bait, useless crap. Alright, so let's pick up our items. So, a lot of the normal stuff, cool drinks because we're in Sandy Plains during the daytime. Some ammo that I'll just end up storing at the end there. Then also gives you sonic bombs, which are actually pretty useful for Peco. And dung bombs, which are extremely useful as well. So I went ahead and brought some of my own dung bombs with me. So now I think I have a total of 9 now along with me. Yep, so I've got some 9 dung bombs, and I'll go into more about why those are really useful on this mission. I'm already full. I don't know why I'm eating that. And apparently I'm eating my first aid meds too. Alright, let's get on out of here. And looks like Pecco's flying away. To Area 8. So as I mentioned previously, when we were over here fighting Great Jaggy, areas 8, 9, and 10 are hot during the day, so you'll actually need to use cool drinks for that. So I'm going to go ahead and drink that right now before I head into that area. Actually, I'll show you guys what it ends up doing if you don't know already. So you go into this area and you can see he's kind of hopping and panting and stuff like that because it's so hot. And if you notice my health bar, it is slowly kind of draining. It is still in the red, so it's temporary damage. So drink that cool drink. Heat endurance is up. Is he going to fly away? No. Okay. And then you can end up regenerating that as long as you don't get hit. So cool drinks are a must if you're fighting in this area. You definitely kind of want to have them around. Get my first aid meds back. Actually, I'll keep my flash bombs up. Sonic bombs. Alright. So Pecco has some pretty long calls. So as you can see right there, looks like that call was bringing up some Rempelos. Rempelos can be kind of annoying to deal with. And Pecco also has the ability to fly, which we haven't seen yet. And then there's its spit ability, which you saw there. It's got a debuff on it. Right there is going to do it again. So it shoots out 3 of those little balls. They're pretty easy to avoid, especially if you're to the side or behind it. And it'll allow you to get quite a few hits off on him while he's spitting that out and you're not taking any damage. Alright. So there's his peck attack right there. It happens right in the front. Alright, and similar to Jaggy, he's got a dual tail swipe that he ends up doing. It's got a lot shorter range because he's just got a shorter body than what Jaggy has. But it can definitely knock you down. So here's his fire attack. So he has flint on basically his little hands right there on his wings. And he'll knock them together and it makes a little sparking and fireball. There, I got hit by the fire right there. So you can see now I'm on fire. If you catch on fire, you can roll a couple times. On your third roll, it'll end up being put out, and you'll stop taking that fire damage. Or if you're near water, if you roll in water once, then it is going to end up putting you out as well. Alright, so with any flying monster, if they are in midair and you are able to do much damage to them, maybe they're low on stamina already, and they are taking quite a bit of damage, then they are actually going to fall down and be laying on the ground a little bit, kind of stunned, and let you get some pretty good hits off on there. Alright, so I've got Great Jaggy in here now. So this is one of Pecco's most annoying abilities, is he's able to call other large monsters. Now early on in the missions, he just calls over Great Jaggy and stuff like that. Not too bad to worry about, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to deal with that. So say you don't want to fight 2 large monsters at once. You want to get rid of Jaggy. So what you can go up here, chuck a dung bomb in his face, and off he goes. He's gonna end up running away. Alright, so Pecco has a couple of dance moves that he ends up doing. So that was one of them right there, and then it's got the red circles that end up coming up around his head. So here's his other dance that he's doing. So again, that's the red one. That's going to give him a little bit of an attack boost as well as any friends that he's with. Give them an attack boost. And then his other one is a healing ability. So that's another really annoying aspect of Qurupeco. And so when he gets low health, he'll start doing that dance and start trying to heal himself up. And when he's healing himself up, it can get really annoying if you're constantly chasing him around, and then the second he runs to another area, he heals up and regains all of that damage that you tried to do to him. Alright. so my weapon sharpness went down, so I'm going to go ahead and use a mini whetstone. So whenever you need to use an item during combat, you kind of want to wait for one of the large attacks or even just run into another area. So keep an eye on your large monster, see what he's doing, see if he ends up targeting. So he's going to do that 3 fire attacks right there. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen during that because he was targeting someone else. And looks like he's going to be moving. Alright, so let's see where he goes. Looks like he's going over to area 4 along with Jaggy. Alright, so Jaggy's hanging out here. Looks like he... Oh, nope, he saw us, so he's going to end up sticking around. So again, what I can do... Don't feel like dealing with Jaggy. Oh. So he's doing that attack buff right there. Alright, so let's hit Jaggy with the dung bomb. See if I can get him out of here. And then go back to focusing on Pecco. Alright. So that bouncing that you see there, if your weapon isn't sharp enough, it's going to do that bouncing. So certain areas of monsters are harder to hit with certain items. So Pecco's kind of annoying because he's really kind of compact, and it's hard to hit him in certain areas. His wings are way out to the side, so you end up hitting his wings quite a bit. It looks like Jaggy's back. I'm just going to ignore him for now. I don't need to waste my dung bombs on him. If it was something more annoying like a Raytheon or some of the other larger monsters, then I might end up using the dung bombs on them to get rid of them. Alright, so there's that tail swipe, knocks me down. It'd be really annoying. Alright. Let's hit Jaggy a little bit with this attack. See if I can charge up on him. There we go. Alright, so my longsword is fully charged now. So I'm going to be doing the most amount of damage that I can. I'm going to go ahead and wail on him while he's doing that dance and trying to buff himself up. Pretty hectic in here. That's alright. There we go. Knocked him down. So I did enough damage to him to knock Pecco down. So at this point, he's on the ground. Sometimes you can end up giving yourself time to position yourself to end up hitting some of their weaker points with your weapons, or if you're trying to break a certain area like his head or his wings, you can focus more on that. It looks like Pecco's going to end up leaving the area. No? Not yet. Alright, got my sharpness back up. Alright, so Pecco's starting to get a little bit tired. When he ends up losing quite a bit of his stamina, you can see kind of saliva dripping from his mouth. So if you do have like poison meat or tinged meat or something like that, this is a good time to end up using those items because it will be much more likely to try and eat that. There, I'm knocking him out of the air. Go in and get quite a few hits on him. And when he starts losing quite a bit of his stamina, he ends up doing this kind of charging attack where he kind of lunges forward and kind of falls down on the ground, kind of acting a little bit more desperate. Alright, looks like he's moving. let's get rid of this jag. Go ahead and go to 8. Charged up my longsword on Jaggy. And now let's head on over here before Peko ends up healing himself up. Alright. And of course he called Jaggy over again. And we've got Remplos in here, which are annoying to deal with as well because they knock you down quite a bit. And I lost my cooling effects. So let's get my cool drink. And let's go ahead and get a ration. And Peko's limping now, so that's his limp animation there. So if you're capturing him, follow him to the next area, and it would be a good time to capture him. Again, we're just going to be killing him. So I'll end up following him and seeing where he's going. So usually he's going to end up going to Area 7 when he's a little bit weaker. Pekos like to eat fish, so he's going to go over to that water area and end up fishing a little bit. So I can run through here and get there pretty quickly. Alright. Now, looks like my buddies are going to try and heal me up. Oh. So that's the stun right there. And on fire right now. We've got water in here. So again, you can see I just rolled once and I can put that fire out. So definitely keep that in mind when you're fighting anything that does fire damage, that burning damage. Keep an eye out for where all that water is. Maybe try and stay in that area if possible. Didn't even hit him once with that. Yeah. Knocked him down. Hello, Jaggy. Let's get Jaggy in on this too. And I'm gonna need to sharpen my sword up again. Alright. There we go, Jaggy's limping away. See you later, Jaggy. Get in that water. And now I can focus more on Peko. So you can stop his dances as I did right there. Do enough damage to them while he's doing that dance. So really good to get in there the second you start seeing him do that dance. And I ended up getting him to drop a shiny drop for that. I'll go ahead and pick that up. Got a vivid feather for that. And looks like he's switching areas, so let's see where he ends up going. Alright. Looks like he's going over to area 2. Alright, so doing that dance again. So let's hit him as much as I can, and I end up finishing him off. Alright. Put it away and carve him up. Alright, so that is Qurupeco. He can be really annoying, especially early on when you first end up meeting him, especially since he ends up calling over that second large monster. It can be pretty disorienting the first time you're dealing with multiple large monsters during the same quest. And the healing ability, again, makes him, kind of annoying. We didn't really see him use it all that much during this hunt. I was able to stop his dance pretty quickly, so hopefully he, that makes it a little bit quicker. But if you've got a not as good a weapon and you're not doing as much damage to him or something like that, it can be really annoying because he ends up moving around quite a lot. He does switch areas a lot more often, I've noticed, than a lot of other monsters do, because he'll call over that large monster and end up kind of retreating and flying off to another area, especially if he's already, wounded or low on stamina. So I hope you learned some new interesting tips for hunting Peko, and we'll catch you on another hunt. Thanks for watching.